this lesson is going to be on a Memphis Minnie tune. Same pretty much title as the last video lesson I did, which was Bumblebee Blues, but this is a different version that she kind of recorded later in her career. It just differs in that it's a little more oriented on single note lines. So yeah, hopefully you can get some new information from this version. Lots of great licks to add into your repertoire. The tuning for this song is just standard tuning, but each string will be detuned by 1/2 step, so your lowest note will be a D. So what I'll do is, as always, just go through the song once and then we'll get into the lesson. Okay, so Bumblebee Blues, new Bumblebee Blues, starts with a D major chord shape, just as you'd play in open position. All you'll do is basically move this up so that your first and second fingers will be on 4th fret, and just that typical triangle shape. And what you'll want to do is just slide into it, probably from about 1 fret below. And on the top 2 strings you'll be plucking with your pointer and middle finger, most likely, just triplets. While with your thumb you'll be just plucking that 4th string, just the quarter notes. So put together that just sounds like this. Now then you just repeat it one more time. Third time there's a bit of a delay. And then what happens is she switches to the D7 chord shape. So all that involves is, rather than fretting the 5th fret of the 5th string, you'll just be fretting the 3rd fret. And you'll notice that the line becomes a little more syncopated rather than just the typical triplets. You're going to be wanting to anticipate on those offbeats. And to get used to that, all you've got to do is just slow this right down and just make sure that you're really nailing it on the correct parts of the beat. And then slowly from there, get used to that, what your fingers have got to do, develop that muscle memory, and bring it up to speed ever so slowly. And that brings us to the 4 chord of the blues, and what she does is just plays 5 little 1/2 step bends on the 3rd fret of the top string. And then what she'll do is follow that up with this lick. Okay, so the initial lick was just 1/2 step bends from the 3rd fret on the top string and then playing the open top string after. Now part 2 is bend at the same spot, but only 3 bends, and then she just goes down the minor pentatonic scale. And then the little fancy thing that she'll do is a little hammer-on that you've definitely heard before, followed by the plucking of the top 2 open strings. So all that is once you get down to this open 4th string, you'll want to quickly hammer into the 1st fret of that string, hit the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then hit those top 2 strings open. just play this lick. So as you can hear, all of these single note lines are really in the same vein as each other. The only difference is often how you start the lick. So open 5th string now, bend on the 3rd fret, top string. So just get used to that sound. Now just descend going back down. So again. And then how does she finish it? Well, just with that same hammer on. So the thing to remember there is just to throw in those little bends at the 3rd fret. And then just finish it off. To segue into the turnaround, she just plays this. So again, just using your ear, see if you can just figure out that same sound. Just involves the open top 2 strings with a 3rd fret bend just thrown in. Now the chord shape she plays to outline the 5 chord of the blues is just a simple little fret on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, open 5th string, 2nd fret of the top string. Now as you can hear, all I'm doing is plucking that 4th string and then grabbing those top 2 strings afterwards. Pluck, top 2 strings. Then she plays a lick that we've already learned, which was played on the 1 chord earlier on. So you got that same lick, which you already know. And the only difference is that she'll follow it up a little differently. This time she'll go like this. And then just revert. So that little change up just goes like this. Hammer on. Same hammer on as we've seen twice before. Now this is the 3rd time. Back to the chord shape. And then she just goes back to that major triad, which is played with a 1st fret on the 4th string and then top 2 strings open. And that is only the intro of the song, but you will basically from there learn the entire song, because Memphis Minnie on this recording has an accompanist who plays, of course, the rhythm guitar, and she'll, in various points in between her singing, just pepper in those exact same licks that she plays in the intro throughout the rest of the choruses of the recording. So, as long as you learn this thoroughly, you can start to play along with the recording and hear how she'll throw in a lick from the intro here or there, and eventually come up with the entirety of the song. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you got something out of this video, and if you've got any questions, just let me know.